What's up, guys? It's your boy James R. Davis Sr. coming to you once again from the garage to you about real crypto talk news. Today is October the 17th. So we're going to jump right into it, to the Bitcoin news. Neo Foundation teases surprising Neo 3 features, file storage, and digital identity. Good stuff. The next big treasure. Corporations buy up Bitcoin as a treasury reserve. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Cryptocurrency is just a minor threat to the state. States will have the armies, the police, and on a good day anyway, democratic legitimacy. All of that still matters and will for a long time. It's a pretty good article. Mission driven cryptocurrency requires an active commitment to equity. Only in crypto. The OKE mess says about new and old finance. For those that don't know about the OKE mess, they suspended withdrawals on that exchange, and there's a lesson definitely to be learned from that. You want to own your own private keys. Okay. NSC labels blockchain a national security issue. Pretty interesting. Stable coins race ahead. Fiat backed crypto booming amid uncertainties. So let's take a look at some um, the top coins. You always want to look at this. Total market cap right now is 359 billion. Bitcoin is at a 58.3% dominance. Ethereum is holding 11.5% of that dominance. USD is 4.39%. Bitcoin holding in at number one, the top spot. It's down over the last hour, 0.3%. Over the last 7 days, 2.3% is up. Ethereum, $366. It's down the last hour, up 0.3% over the last 7 days. You got XRP at 24 cents, coming in at number four. It's down 0.5 the last hour, down 5.1%. You got Bitcoin Cash coming in at 5, Binance coming in at 6, Chainlink at 7, Polkadot at 8, Cardano at 9, and Litecoin dropping all the way down to number 10 on the top 100 coins by market capitalization. All right, so let's go into some more headline news real quick. Polkadot Cosmos ontology price analyst October 17th. This can be found on CoinMarketCap headline news for those of you that want to source that information. Cardano Tezos VeChain price analysis October 17th. I personally, not here to give you any financial advice, but I own all of these. I own all of these. Bitcoin may plunge in Q4 due to a tax-induced selling frenzy. As election frenzy grips U.S., how will Bitcoin's price react? The market for institutional grade trading services for digital assets may be maturing. Neo Foundation teases surprising Neo 3 features. We just actually talked about that. So let's go right into the news and read this article. The next big treasure. Corporations buy up Bitcoin as a treasury reserve. The entry of firms like Square, MicroStrategy, and Stoneridge may open the BTC floodgates and provide confidence for the rest to follow. Who's the rest? Man, let's take a look at this. Let's read this. October is a time for surprises on October the 8th, right on cue. Mobile payments giant Square, which boasts a market cap of 86.6 billion, announced that it had invested $50 million in Bitcoin. 5 days later, asset manager Stone Ridge Holdings, which manages over 10 billion in assets, disclosed that it had purchased more than 10,000 BTC worth around 114 million as part of its Treasury Reserve strategy. Guys, let me just pause for a second. If these guys are doing this again, I just want to piggyback. Let me go back to that article. What am I doing? I just want to piggyback on what I was talking about on yesterday's Real Crypto Talk. I mean, if these guys are betting on Bitcoin, where do you think you should be betting your money? Okay, just gonna throw that idea out there. Not gonna make any financial advisories and giving you any advice. This is just reading the news and pointing out and highlighting certain things that I feel people really need to start thinking about. Okay. They both followed MicroStrategy, a NASDAQ listed asset manager, which made known last month that it had accumulated 425 million in Bitcoin, making BTC the principal holding of its Treasury Reserve strategy. Three publicly owned companies, three big BTC purchases. It may be mere coincidence. On the other hand, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet has ballooned by 3 trillion since the beginning of 2019, while the US dollar has depreciated 70% against BTC, as Stone Ridge founder Ross Stevens noted in the firm's October 13th press release. BTC, the new reserved asset? Question mark? Let's see. How do the cognoscenti explain it? I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. The US dollar is failing. Bond yields are almost non existent, and gold is underperforming. Liquidity flush firms have fewer places to put their cash, so they are turning to cryptocurrencies. We are seeing a new trend emerge where corporations are using Bitcoin as a reserve asset for part or majority of their treasury, pronounced Anthony Pompliano on his October 15th newsletter. Listen, guys, pause. Please Google this guy. Please go to his YouTube channel. Please follow him. Very informative, very intelligent perspective on cryptocurrencies, and you will get nothing but true value following this guy. Okay? In his October 15th newsletter, Seth Dan Aminimus, economist and author of the Bitcoin Standard, the decentralized alternative to central banking, told Coin Telegraph, well, I would have expected to see such firms take small positions more as a hedge. It speaks volumes to the growing credibility of Bitcoin that as soon as they became intrigued by the value proposition, they chose to go with a large allocation. Okay, this is what Pompliano said. Scrambling for alternative investments, quote unquote. Edward Moya, a senior market analyst at Onda, a forex trading company, told Cointelegraph that the COVID-19 pandemic, I don't think I should have mentioned that word. I think they're censoring that word. So the 19 has changed the micro backdrop for fiat currencies, adding the Fed in particular has clearly signaled an ultra accommodative monetary stance will remain in place for a few years, and that is making many institutional investors scramble for alternative investments. Gold, the traditional safe haven in crisis times, has disappointed recently. And as a result, Bitcoin has emerged as a favorite diversification play away from bonds and will likely steadily attract new institutional investors, says Moya. Anonymous further added, there is the short-term concern about the valuation of the dollar in light of the increased amount of government spending and stimulus in response to 19. Paul Capelli, a portfolio manager at Galaxy Fund Management, told Cointelegraph that A more sophisticated investor base has come to understand its value as a non sovereign, fixed supply, deflationary asset. Meanwhile, Leonard Neo, head of research at Stack Funds, commented to Cointelegraph. The firms probably see Bitcoin as a hedge or insurance against current market conditions. With these companies entering the markets, it opens the floodgates and establishes some form of confidence for the rest of to follow. A longer term worry. But 19 distress may soon abate, or so one fervently hopes. This leaves the long term critical problem faced by many companies with the diminishing yield they can get on their cash reserves by holding them in banks or treasury bonds. As I mentioned yesterday, you might want to reconsider having your money in banks. According to Omnis, in the past, companies could hold their reserves in government bonds and be reasonably sure of outperforming the consumer price index, i.e., example, inflation. But today, there seems to be a growing segment of companies that no longer reasonably expect that into the future, says Amos. Indeed, within Stone Ridge announcement was a call to banks and philanthropies to likewise make Bitcoin. Let me read that again. Stone Ridge's announcement was a call to banks and philanthropies to likewise make Bitcoin a principal component of their treasury reserve strategies. To that end, Stonebridge was offering up the services of its New York Digital Investment Group unit, which holds a license from the New York State covert dollars into crypto and back again, along with core custody, financing, and anti-money laundering and know your customer capabilities. Moya cautioned that BTC remains a risky asset, though that could soon change. Both Europe and America are struggling with the C word, and investors are widely expecting governments and central banks to continue providing massive amounts of stimulus to the economy. BTC for now remains a risky asset and primarily increases in value when the risk appetite is strong. Eventually, once the dollar resumes a steady downward trend, BTC and other cryptos will attract the same safe haven flows alongside gold. Will Square lead the way? What is a significant investment size? A strictly limited supply. Let's keep it moving. Apart from what may or not happen with corporate treasuries, Square Incorporated investment could have reverberations. A $50 million investment in Bitcoin may seem modest for a firm whose market capitalization now surpasses Goldman Sachs, but most analysts expect that crypto investment will grow. Square has been bullish on Bitcoin for some years as Cash App service enables users to buy and sell Bitcoin, and some analysts believe other platforms will now have to facilitate crypto investments in some form or risk being left behind. It hasn't escaped notice either that the younger generation, the millennials, are keen to cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. What could be considered a significant crypto investment for large hedge funds or institutional investor? Given the velocity and where the asset class stands today, we have consistently recommended 50 basis points to 2% allocation for suitable investors, answers Capelli. As Bitcoin and the overall assets class matures, that allocation could grow further. Reflect on the recent public firm announcements. What was the most interesting for me about the MicroStrategy and Stone Ridge purchases is that these are not companies that deal with Bitcoin as a part of their core business, and yet they chose to place the majority of their corporate reserves in Bitcoin, not just a small fraction. Folks, that is the news for today. That's my time. It's your boy James R. Davis Sr. signing out.